Welcome to the American Heart Association's National Heart Walk Coach Kickoff. I'm Michael Privet, and I'm honored to be your host for today. I'm joining you from my home base in Atlanta to kick off our 2022 Heart Walk for all of our amazing coaches. First, we want to acknowledge that many people are being impacted by extreme weather this week. From fires to floods and extreme heat, we are thinking about everyone impacted. And if it's impacting your family, I hope you know that you're in our hearts this week. It's time to get ready for the Heart Walk, and that's why our coaches are here today, to hear stories of success from your peers, because the Heart Walk starts with your leadership. Our time together is intended to energize your efforts as you rally your coworkers, friends, and family to support all those affected by heart disease and stroke. Today, you'll hear the secret sauce from your peers that led to their successful campaigns. In addition to hearing from your peers, you're also getting a front row seat to our Heart Walk fashion show, highlighting some of the 2022 hero gear available in the Heart Walk Reward Center, available to you and all walkers, like I'm wearing right now, actually. In addition to hearing from your peers and the new gear today, you'll get to see some new coach gear that is exclusively for you when your team collectively hits milestones. So some of that's just for coaches. Heart Walk events happen nearly every month of the year. Our fall campaigns like Hawaii start in August, with the season ending in December, where our walks happen in places like beautiful Miami, Florida. The one thing that all our campaigns have in common is you, our great volunteers. We would not be able to do the work we do without your leadership, without your commitment. Thank you. But now it's time to get this party started. Before we hear from our guest, it's time to hit the runway with our first part of our National Heart Walk Hero Gear fashion show. Everything you'll see in today's fashion show is part of our 2022 Heart Walk Hero Gear collection, because every hero needs some cool gear. Kicking off our fashion show will be Lori, a survivor and heart warrior from the Memphis area. Then we head to St. Louis to hear from Heart Walk coach and top walker Joyce. From Maine, we have survivor Henry, a very active second grader, and his brother Rocco, who is a high school senior, and mom Lena. Followed by our second family of models out of the Twin Cities with Kinsey, a congenital heart defect survivor and heart hero who is joined by her crew, including dad Matt, mom Jessica, and her boyfriend Reed. Get ready for some fierce fashion on the runway. Let's roll it.
Hey, I'm Lori, and I am a proud heart survivor. I'm so excited to represent the Heart Walk, and I proudly wear this apparel and what it means to me.
So good. I love it. Our models all looked great in their Heart Walk gear, but their smiles and energy definitely stole the spotlight. Thank you to all our models. You were fabulous. Your fundraising not only makes you a Heart Hero, it also earns you points in your personal reward center that you and your team members can redeem for your very own Heart Walk Hero gear. Head to your Heart Walk headquarters, which opens up to you after you register for your local Heart Walk, and click on the Reward Center button at the top. If you're in the app, it's even easier. Just click the gear icon at the top and you'll find a link to the Reward Center at the top of your settings list. Take a look around and see what's available to you and all your registered walkers as you achieve all your fundraising milestones this year. The Reward Center is our way of saying thank you, and it's a great way for you to model your support for heart and brain health all year long as advocates of the American Heart Association. Now, to start our coach spotlights, we're headed to Tulsa, Oklahoma, to hear from Sheila Whitfield, one of our most passionate community team coaches. Sheila is here not only to talk about her team's fundraising success, but how this also helps her share her son Daniel's story. Sheila, welcome. Good to have you on today.
Thank you so much. I appreciate the opportunity.
Yeah, Sheila, you have been a tremendous volunteer and champion of our cause for nearly 7 years. Will you share with everyone on today's call why?
Well, our why is very personal. My son was in his last quarter of college, age 22. He got very sick, had to go, and I guess I need to start over. He was in college in Savannah, Georgia, so 17 hours away from home, and he was sent to the emergency room thinking that he had pneumonia, and it turned out that he was diagnosed with dilated cardiomyopathy. And just 4 short years later, we lost our son in October of 2015, and our hearts were shattered. We had lost a piece of our heart. Our family will never be the same. We talked to people, people that knew us before our son passed, people that know us after he passed. We're two different. I'm 2 different people. So after he passed, you can imagine the grief that our family felt, our close friends. We needed a purpose, and the obvious choice was American Heart Association. We wanted to do something that could become a legacy to our son. We formed the team Big Hearted because we thought with a dilated cardiomyopathy, it's an enlarged heart. So we thought Big Hearted was an amazing name for our team. And we just asked friends and family to join us that first year. And it was amazing. We were able to work through some grief, find some joy, meet some new people. Our liaisons in the AHA office in Tulsa have become great friends, very supportive of our family, and that's our why. And we'll continue year after year. It's a great cause.
Sheila, I know that never gets easier to tell that story, but I'll tell you, it's a powerful and inspiring story. It's remarkable the way you and your family turn that grief into something that can do good for other families that may one day face the experience and the journey that your family's on. Your team has done some amazing things. You've raised, on average, if I've got this right, $20,000 every year. You're over $125,000 raised. First, thank you so much for that incredible legacy for Daniel. But for all the folks listening who are equally inspired, how do you do it? What's the secret?
Well, I'll tell you, I can't say enough how blessed our family is. We have been surrounded by our family, amazing friends, just year after year. It may not be the same team every year. Our core group is always the same, but we've got new people. I don't know if it's because we're the #1 fundraising team in Tulsa, Oklahoma, that people just want to join us. But we kind of do a little want ad on social media when we kick off our campaign, and it's like we're in search of people that have the same passion we do, that want to make a difference, that will come walk with us, that will, spread awareness. We do fundraising. We try to make things super fun. We've done a karaoke night. My funnest story is hosting a karaoke night at a little kind of hole in the wall bar. We invited friends from work, friends from church, friends, every walk of our lives. We just had different friends join us. And one of my high school friends was watching, and she said, "Oh my gosh, that group's, they're great singers. Like, are those friends of yours, or were they just here?" And I said, "Well, that's my church choir." And she was like, "No, really, like, who are those people?" And I said, "My church choir." So we just, again, everybody likes to support us. Another story I like to share is a few years ago, one of my biggest competitors, he was a coach of a corporate team. We were kind of neck and neck that year. And of course, he was corporate, I was community team. But we just had this we started this great friendship. And his company sold in Tulsa, and he went with the new company in the town a couple of hours away from me. So I reached out to him and said, "You no longer have a team in Tulsa. You're always welcome on Team Big Hearted." So he's now one of my teammates, and also one of my biggest. He donates all the time. I mean, I'm not going to say his name because he wouldn't want that. But this year we were $2,000 away from our goal of $20,000 as we were driving to the Heart Walk. And it's always lots of panic. You're watching the stats and you're just hoping that you make it before everybody's posting on social media. And I thought, this is the perfect time for me to make my personal donation. So I did, check the stats again, and we had hit our goal. And I thought,
amazing.
Okay, I just made a donation twice. And I'm like, okay, I'm all right with that. But then I looked, and it was my friend, and who had already made a very generous donation. And so I sent him a text because he's on the way to the Heart Walk too. And I was just like, cue the tears. Like, what are you doing? And his response was, "You needed to reach your goal." Yeah. So I'll still tear up thinking about it. But it's just, again, it's just surrounding our team, our family, our friends. We are just surrounded by amazing people that are so giving, that share the passion we do. They want to make a difference. I have 3 little grandchildren, and our youngest one is 2. All 3 of them were top walkers. We 2-year-old, 4-year-old, 7-year-old. My 7-year-old grandson was the number 2 fundraiser in Tulsa.
Wow.
So the number 1 person is on a corporate team. And so we're pretty proud to have that little boy raise almost $9,000 by himself.
Yeah, well, you should be proud. You've created a movement, and Sheila, I just want to thank you from all of us at the American Heart Association for your dedication. You've inspired a lot of folks in your hometown and here today. And so we all feel like we're going to be a part of Daniel's legacy with you, having heard this. So good luck this year. We'll be thinking about you, and thank you for spending some time with us, sharing some insights today.
Thank you.
It is time for round 2 of the Hero Gear Fashion Show. We'll start with 2 top company leaders from Dallas, Nana with AT&T Global Headquarters and Kelsey with Thomson Reuters. Then we head to the Big Apple to spotlight Andrew, another congenital heart defect survivor who weathered open heart surgery as a college student. Rounding out the group is our first 4-legged model, Diamond, who is a heart disease survivor as well. Yes, that's right. This fur baby survives, chases squirrels in Idaho, and is walking in our show with mom, Dara, and dad, Nick. Check it out.
Hi, I'm Nana May.
Well done again. Thank you, models. This last segment deserves 2 paws up. What a group. You can join our models in your own Heart Hero gear as your fundraising success grows. And remember, the beat goes on with each one of you. We're moving on to California for our next speaker, Janice Miller from Union Bank. She has participated in the Heart Walk for about 6 years. And last year, while telling her story at a kickoff meeting, she was tapped on the shoulder to become a coach for the first time. Janice, welcome and thank you for joining us. Could you share us why you have been involved in the Heart Walk and why you said yes to being a coach this year?
Hi, Michael. Thank you for having me. I'm excited to be here. I'm involved with the Heart Walk because of my daughter, Leilani. She will be 7 this December, and she was born with a rare heart defect called Epstein anomaly. She had open heart surgery before her 2nd birthday, and just last year, she was diagnosed with SVT, supraventricular tachycardia. She is thriving and will be starting the 1st grade in a few weeks, and it's been this past year that I've really been able to share her story. I believe Leilani's journey is worthy of sharing. The doctors and nurses are wonderful, and they have the latest science and research because of the American Heart Association.
Amazing. Yeah, you never think you're going to be facing these things so early on. I'm so glad she's doing well, first of all, and we're lucky to have you as a volunteer for the AHA. When you were tapped to do this for the first time, what was your reaction and how did you approach being a new coach?
A few things ran through my mind. First and foremost, I personally felt ready and wanted to give back in a more meaningful way. Also, I have a competitive spirit. So when I learned that each of our ERG, Enterprise Resource Group, was encouraged to raise money and recruit walkers, I, without a doubt, raised my hand and said, let's meet our goal. My team members saw my passion for this cause and asked me to be the team's coach. Aside from being with folks who themselves or have family members who are or were impacted by heart disease, the AHA advisors were involved with our internal kickoff meeting. And this was really great because I met with one of them one-on-one who helped me create a plan to reach my aspirational goal and how to recruit walkers and how to maximize our company match. I ended up setting a personal fundraising goal to raise $5,000, which I did meet.
Wow.
I was really honored to be asked. I don't think that if I had not been asked, I would have volunteered to be a coach. Obviously, this is important to me, but now that I was leading a team. It's an honor, and I'm thankful to have a platform to be vulnerable, to share Leilani's story, hoping that it will give just one other person that courage to also be vulnerable and to share their story.
I love that. Your team actually ended up raising about $6,700, and $5,000 of that being you. Talk about leading the way. You recruited 34 team members who seemed to do their part, right? They together raised about $1,700 alongside you. So how did you engage people virtually or ask them to join your team? Who did you target, and how did you get them to say yes?
Well, I made personal outreaches by sending personalized emails, and many of them said yes. I reached out to managers at my work, asking if I may steal 10 minutes of their team meeting to share Leilani's story and how they can help. I understand that everyone is really busy, so I created a one-pager that was very simple and straightforward. It had all the direct links to my AHA personal page if they wanted to donate or join my team, logging in volunteer hours for the Heart Walk, and how to submit company match, which is a dollar for dollar match, etc. I also had weekly check-ins with my AHA advisor who kept me motivated and provided me tips. Lastly, I would say the secret to my fundraising is to take it day by day. What I mean by that is, with a $5,000 fundraising goal in mind, on day one, I set my AHA personal page goal at $250 and reached out to 5 people. Then the next day, I would up my goal to $500 and reach out to another set of 5 people, and so on and so forth. I also was very strategic who I reached out to. I started with people who knew me very well and knew Leilani's story already. Then I went towards the people who I'm acquainted with. I do this because I feel confident that the first hand of people that I reach out to will say yes to me, which helped me get that momentum going. The reason why I up my goals each day is because as I'm reaching out to the next set of 5 people, they can see that I'm close to reaching my goal. And with their donation, they feel like they're making an impact to the cause. And then lastly, since I get email notifications that from people who either made a donation or joined my team, I would send them a personalized thank you email, and to, again, include my one-pager with all the resource links so they could submit their volunteer hours when they walk and submit their company match.
You sound like a seasoned pro. So what a successful year as a coach, a first-year coach at that. Sounds like you were intentional, right? You broke it down for yourself, your team, and even to the folks you were inviting to just donate, even if they didn't join your team. So knowing all that, what's your advice today for coaches on the call and how they can be successful?
I would say be passionate with your intention as to why you want to raise money and bring awareness to heart disease. People who feel your passion are likelier to want to help and help you achieve your fundraising goals and or spread awareness. Lastly, make it easy for your friends and family to donate and join by having your personal AHA page ready to send them.
Wonderful, wonderful. Thank you so much, Janice. You know what they say, good advice is rarer than rubies. So thank you to all our coaches who participated from around the country. Those were really incredible, valuable insights. I hope everyone took some good notes on that. I also want to share with you that I too was a coach actually last year for our department. And I want to share with you a detail that really stood out to me. Walkers who personalize their page, so add a photo or say why you're walking. We heard that from both of our coaches just now. And if they launch a Facebook fundraiser and utilize the Heart Walk app tools, you're going to be 4 times more successful than other walkers, 4 times more successful just by doing those few things. You heard from both Sheila and Janice how important sharing their story was to their success. We have the tools to help each of you share your why. Now, I'm excited to share with you that we have new for 2022 exclusive coach gear just for you, our coaches. When your team collectively hits milestones for $1,000, $2,500, and $5,000. So in addition to the awesome individual rewards you saw earlier for all walkers, you have the chance to earn these items too as a thank you for your leadership and driving your team to success. And to show us what some of this new 2022 coach gear looks like is Janice. We just heard how she was successful this last year, and now we get to see her strut her stuff. Take it away. Janice can do it all. Well done. Let's hear it in the comments. Who loves our new coach gear? We can't wait to see you wearing this new gear all year long. Now we're going to Baltimore, where we are being joined by John Holschuh, who, while this program has certainly been full of inspiration, John's support for the Heart Walk is extra meaningful this season, and he's here with us today to share why. John, thank you for joining our program today.
Well, Michael, thank you. Good to speak with you.
Thank you. Now, John, like many of us on the call today, you are also a parent. Do you mind sharing what keeps you busy out in Maryland and how you met your good friend, Joe?
Sure. My wife and I are parents of 3 boys. Our older 2 boys run cross country. And this is how I ended up meeting Joe. Joe's son is an incoming freshman. And as parents of upperclassmen, we held like a pasta party to get ready for the first meet for last fall season. So sorry, it's my dog in the background. But Joe walked in, and I'm a pretty tall guy. I'm 6'7", and Joe walks in and barely clears the top of the doorway. And after we got over, of course, sizing each other up, one shook hands, and of course, the first question is, "Oh, do you play basketball? And do you play basketball?" And that's kind of how our relationship started, other than our kids.
Yeah. So, John, let's go back. Take us back to November of this past year. It's been a few months, but I bet it feels like yesterday. So can you share with us what you experienced that day last November?
Well, sure. So the lead into that day was beautiful day last November, a Saturday, November 6th. The previous day, Joe called me out of the blue. And as both of our boys were going out for the high school basketball team, Joe called me up and said, "Hey, why don't you come over and your son Alex come over? We'll play basketball, we'll cook out, and, kind of see how the boys are doing, try to get them ready for the season." So Alex and I went up there, and it was the old men versus the boys. Joe and I held our own. We played well, and got done playing and sent the boys in the house to just kind of hang out. And Joe and I went out to the garage just to cool down and talk. And, I looked at Joe half an hour after done playing. I said, "Hey, I feel kind of," and I didn't even get the full sentence out, and I dropped to the ground. Joe called me on the way down and cleared out the floor, space of the floor. He actually thought I was having a seizure of all things. And then all of a sudden I stopped breathing, and that's where Joe's training kicked in. The chain of events that happened and his actions wouldn't have happened without what he learned from CPR. And first thing he did is he got his son Joey to call 911. And then the next thing, which I appreciate as a father, he sent my son Alex down to the bottom of the driveway to wait for the EMS and getting Alex out of what was going on with what Joe had to do for me. So Joe started CPR. And shortly after, a neighbor of his, which was a volunteer fireman, came upon the scene. And then within 15 minutes, EMS arrived. And as they were working on me, Joe grabbed his son Joey's hand and grabbed my son Alex's hand. And I'm known as being a vocal parent. at any sporting event, not for my own kids, but just for everyone. And I'm a loud cheer. And Joe channeled me and started shouting at me to not give up and to keep fighting. And first shock from EMS didn't work. The second one got my heart back going. And from there, got brought to intensive care and put in a medically induced coma, just because no one knew what was going to be the outcome of what had just happened. So.
Yeah, John, it's kind of overwhelming. What your story feels like it could have been any of us. That's really what is most striking, right? Just having a normal day with your family, then this happened. So what happened after that? What comes next? So you're in a coma, medically induced. What comes next?
Well, me being my stubborn self, I fought my way out of the coma and spoke to my wife, and of course, asked her why am I here? What's going on? And she told me what happened. And the first thing I wanted to do was give Joe a call. And I kind of got through what happened, and after I got through that, really moved on to the important thing. And it was a question of, hey, I don't really remember much, but did we beat the boys? How did we play? So that's how both Joe and I are at the end of the day. We both, it's his competitiveness to not let go of me. That's the reason that we're speaking right now. And both boys made the team. And towards the end of the season, we were able to work with the school to have Joe honored at the beginning of one of the final games of the season. And as a sign of gratitude, he was giving a photo of the team. Everyone signed it. So it was just a great recognition for a heroic event. Amazing.
John, obviously an experience like that changes you forever. How has your outlook changed today?
Well, this definitely faced me, I faced my own mortality, and it's interesting thing to experience. And that being said, when I was young, I was taught, if you have a bright light, don't put a bushel basket over it. And my goal here today is to be a bright light and speak to everyone, and just get the message out of how important CPR is just in everyday life. And you just never know when you may need it, and to have the training and have the confidence to do what is needed.
I think we often think it's going to be some stranger at a shopping mall or at a restaurant somewhere, but often it's a friend, it's a family member when that moment comes. So you're right, the CPR training makes such a difference. How can the HA continue to be part of your life moving forward, John?
Well, it's just to get the message out. It's amazing how much just in this time since the event happened, how I've been able to talk to people and tell them about the Heart Walk and lead people towards learning CPR and what the AHA does. And, that's why doing things like this and getting the message out and just making it, more accessible is it's paramount. That's what is, I'm living proof of what that is.
Yeah. Well, thank you, John. Thank you for sharing your story. Thank you for being a part of the Heart Walk. We're so glad you had a friend like Joe. We all need a friend like that in our lives, and hopefully we're that friend for somebody if the moment ever comes. So thank you for being with us today.
Well, thank you again for the opportunity to speak.
Yeah. At the AHA, we know just how important CPR is. In fact, the AHA has helped make CPR a requirement for high school graduation in nearly every state across the country, helping to train the next generation of lifesavers. I am so proud of what this organization does. Really remarkable. We're in the home stretch now. Before we go, let's talk about how together we are going to get our teams moving. As you gear up for your walk, we have a new tool for you, a coach planner. This new tool is here to make sure you have resources at your fingertips and can plan your team's success. Your local HA staff will have this planner ready for you with all of the local details and information you're going to need. They will walk you through it and are always there to help you along the way. This is the time to get started and raise awareness. This is the perfect time to recruit your walkers and raise funds. It's never too early. As you heard from our coaches today, there is magic in sharing your story with others. As you recruit your team members, as you reach out to raise funds, they will be more likely to say yes. Once you're registered, share your story by personalizing your fundraising page, and then make sure your family, your friends, your neighbors, your coworkers all know how they can donate to support your efforts and join your team. Remember, recruit, recruit, recruit. Get all of your walkers on board. Your role as a coach is to recruit at least 10 fundraising walkers per team and to find at least one of those who could be a top walker, raising over $1,000. And as you heard from Sheila, many people you work with or your friends have been impacted by heart disease and stroke. And like so many of our coaches you heard from today, this could even be you. The AHA mission is more relevant than ever. Your support of the Heart Walk goes a long way in helping those touched by heart disease and stroke. From the bottom of our hearts, we are grateful for you walking alongside us to support the AHA's work, helping everyone, everywhere, live longer, healthier lives. Thank you for joining us. Thank you for supporting us. And thank you for sharing your story so others can be supported and inspired by your success. Together, we are the heart that keeps the AHA beating. Thank you.